every single prata dough made at Springleaf Prata Place is made by someone with autism or some special needs.
Welcome to the Break Mota Cloud podcast, where we share scaling stories in F&B and retail. This podcast is brought to you by StaffAny and produced by Nila Studios. Today, I'm super excited to have Guna together with me in the show from Springleaf Prata. Guna, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Can you please do a quick introduction of yourself and your journey on F&B?
I am SP Gunalan, founder of Springleaf Prata Place. We opened on 28 February 2003, and we're about 22 years strong now, and the going has been good.
All right. How did you get started with Prata Place? Because there's so many types of restaurants in Singapore. What brought you, that journey 20 years ago?
Actually, from a very young age, I'm in this line because my parents are in it.
Okay.
My parents and my brothers run Casuarina Curry. So, from a very young age, we've been the free labor, and I personally have always wanted to avoid F&B. So I got my degree and I got my second degree, and then I worked for 4 years in the corporate world, and then I realized I think I'm meant to make pratas.
So can you share a little bit more about that journey? What did you study, and after 4 years, what happened? Yeah.
My first degree was from NUS, psychology and sociology major.
Double.
Yeah. Time double is the easier one.
Bro.
The single major is
Really?
You have to be more smart to do single major, so don't get the wrong idea.
Damn, all right.
And I was concurrently doing my accountancy degree, which I started while I was in in my army time itself. So after NUS, I took another year and I finished my accountancy.
Right.
So I worked 2 years in audit firm. I didn't like it, so then I switched to Ministry of Education. I did as an admin manager for 2 years. I didn't like it. Good advice from my principal then, Mr. Zaid. He said, I think you're not set for this admin world.
Directly telling you that,
yes,
yeah?
Yes, I always have been very thankful for that. So he said, you can talk to people, and you should do something that's a bit more people related. So then I went back to what I know best, and then I took a loan from my parents and my brothers, and we started the Prata Place. Actually, after a few years, we changed the name to Springleaf Prata Place because it identified with the road that was nearest to the place, and I've not looked back since.
Super. So for the last 2 decades, how have the expansion been? How many outlets are you operating, and what are multiple concepts you have?
Currently, we have 14 outlets. I personally don't believe in these multiple concepts. So do one thing that you are very good at, and just keep going at it. And then after a certain point, you've hit your saturation point.
Right.
And then maybe it's time to stop expanding maybe.
Right.
So maybe the first 5 outlets, it was very much easier to break even. After that, it got a bit more difficult, and then now it's pretty difficult to break even. So we are a bit more careful about where we open. Maybe we are not so super overconfident as well to open outlets anywhere and think that Springleaf will make it. So we do a 3 kilometer, 5 kilometer radius, and then we look at identify areas where we are not near our other outlets, and then we are expanding accordingly. I think we have another 4 to 5 outlets at best, and then I think we have done our lot at Singapore already.
And then the next one will be regional expansion. What's your thoughts about after the 20 outlets?
We are exploring Malaysia because the government keeps pushing us towards that direction of overseas expansion. But I'm very keen on Malaysia because it also opens up a gateway of suppliers.
Yeah, that's true.
Where we may be able to save on cost locally because we can buy directly from from Malaysia,
right?
And then we bring it in, and I think that is an avenue where we can cut costs, because in Singapore cost is like one of the major things. So we are looking to see where we can cut every single cent, and I think that will matter most in going forward in the future, I think everything is becoming expensive.
Right. So one question I had was, not many people know that maybe your family also runs other prata shops and other brands, right? Why didn't you join them? But why did you choose, to do your own adventure instead of helping the family?
Actually, we started together.
Okay.
So the Prata Place was started as a collab between myself and Casuarina. We lasted a few months. I think there's a difference in ideology. So they are more laissez-faire, they are more relaxed, they run it a family-style run restaurant. I like to stick to whatever I've studied. So I like accounting, how many hours we work.
Wow.
I should be paid OT if I do more hours. Because it's a joint project, right? So I wouldn't say we don't see eye to eye, but I thought family is far more important than your business.
Yes.
So we had an open talk, and then I asked them, either you all run or I will run it. Then they said, you run. And in fact, they gave it to me. They said, you just run, it's okay. No need to pay back any of the financial input that they put in first. But I said, at that time already, I said, one day I will be bigger than you. So,
wow, that's the gung ho.
So I said, I don't want you all to say you all give me this place for free. So I took 2 years to pay back whatever I loaned.
Respect.
My dad was saying, I don't need because you're my son. I say, Father, I can take free meal. Brothers, no. Right. So, and we still do purchases together. We have economies of scale there. And importantly, my two brothers are Liverpool fans. I'm an Everton fan. So
enemies.
difficult to see eye to
So
eye there
difficult.
also.
I can't believe that in a family you have a Liverpool fan and an Everton fan in the same household. It's
There's
crazy.
only one Everton fan. The rest are all Liverpool fans.
Crazy. Then I think you need to have a promotion every time Liverpool lose a game, right? Springleaf Prata.
But to be honest, when Liverpool won Barcelona 4-0, we were the first outlet to give 4 free pratas to all Liverpool fans.
Right.
Because respect has to be given when it's due. And that was a major...
Kudos.
Yeah.
My team member Will is at the back, not in the podcast. He's laughing like mad because he's a Liverpool fan and he enjoys that kind of a banter. But I think one thing, Guna, that you guys did really well at Springleaf Prata is that you guys actually capitalized both marketing trends and, like, for example, current affairs, right? Football news and all. And one of my favorite dish over there is the Eggs Benedict style prata, right? How the hell do you come up with this idea and this marketing maestro? Where did it come from?
Usually related to my holidays.
Okay.
So the first year we did, I think we did Ultimate Mutabak. That was with Dr. Leslie Day. I eat, I shoot, I post. So we kind of discussed, and then we said we must bring Mutabak to the next level. So we added ingredients that were more decadent, maybe like fresh portobello mushrooms, unheard of. Everyone was using canned mushrooms, mozzarella cheese, tandoori chicken. So everything was different, and we realized also that it's sellable. So the following year we did Murta Burger because I love Ramly Burger, and then from there we got the idea. And then the third year I was in Australia. I still can remember very clearly having a poached-egg on thick toast and sitting in this high chair. And then that I said, I have to bring this into the prata. So we did, and until today, we still poach our eggs after the order. We don't poach them and keep them in the chiller.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so we don't do what a lot of cafes are doing is they'll poach and keep it there,
Yes.
then they will regen it.
Right.
We don't. We will just leave the water in the hot plate. When the order comes, then we'll crack our egg, spin the plate, and then we'll take it out.
I am super impressed. I didn't know that you guys make to order, your
Our
egg
poached
benedict.
eggs are not pre-made.
So the positioning of the brand is a little bit more fun, a bit more, I'll say, one kind of innovation above other normal prata shop? Or what would you say your...
I think there are more and more shops that are picking it up.
Right.
So you have to be current, but at the same time, I always say this, if you can't make your basic plain prata well, then you cannot call yourself a prata shop.
True.
So fundamentals are there. You don't forget your roots. Even the number of turns on the hot plate, it's important. You keep turning, and then you get a soggy prata with a lot of oil inside. So the number of turns, the heat of the hot plate.
So you get your staff to training like, okay, cannot be more than X turns, and
Yes,
you have a quality control on the
We have
pan,
quality control. We have what do you call a board.
right?
It shows all the sizes of all the different pratas.
Wow.
Now we are exploring with AI we are looking at AI CCTV cameras where it will show the distance and then it can detect whether your prata is on the right size.
Wow.
So that's something we are looking in hopefully by 2026 and we will be there. So
Most consistent prata in Singapore with this.
that's what we want, because with the more number of shops you open, every staff needs to adhere to the same ethos of the
Right.
basic principles. So usually what we try to do is promote sometimes our prata man from the first restaurant. He's had a few years there, so we promote him as a senior prata man to the next new outlet. And the way we grow is also a bit more organic. So staff who have worked with me for maybe say 4 to 5 years and we share the same heartbeat maybe, we'll make them a junior partner in the new outlet. We'll freeze their salary at their last drawn salary, and then first year 10%, second year 20%, third year onwards they draw 30% of the profits.
That is crazy. It's
It's
a
worked for
really
us
good,
very well.
I'll say leadership in terms of thinking about succession planning, thinking about how you can scale your outlets and to bring people to be like partners, right? In a sense, right?
I always say because I'm lazy. this works better lah. But
Super.
I'll take what you're saying lah. It sounds a lot
Super.
nicer.
Really, really, really awesome. And it's a bit like what people always like to quote the Hai Di Lao example of giving the profit sharing with the outlet manager.
Yes.
And I think that you bringing it in the prata shop expansion to make it 14 going 20 outlets is really, really commendable. And these people that you choose, are they people that have worked long years with you, or how do you choose
There's
these
two
partners?
factors, right? So like the length of years also shows how we have valued them over the years, but not all. Some have heart, but they don't have the aptitude. So it's just we will take care of you, but we cannot make you a partner.
Right.
So some people have come to us and say, "I'm here so many years." I say, "But I'm very frank with you. I've lent you money to, like some of my India stuff, I've lent you money to buy your land, I've lent you money to build
Do
your
a business,
house.
yeah. The house,
But
yeah.
I cannot make you a partner because then my money is going to go down the drain because you just don't have the aptitude for it.
Right.
It is what it is. So sometimes it's quite difficult to tell, but you have to tell.
I love the directness, man. Like being objective and direct. Sometimes it's actually to help the person as well to be
Yeah.
ruthlessly kind in some sense, right? Because sometimes you tell a lie and you can do it, but actually they cannot. It's going to be very difficult,
I
right?
always also tell my staff that I'm not the best boss, I'm not the worst boss, I'm somewhere there. So, if you don't like me, just give me your 1 month notice. We'll still be friends when we meet outside.
Right.
You just don't leave me on the lurch and leave.
Right.
And then but I always also tell them that once you leave, the chances are impossible for you to come back.
Right. This is really good management and leadership story to learn from. Running a business is tough. Apart from COVID, which everybody talks about, what is the biggest challenge that you have overcame recently in the last last 2 years?
Challenges are always there, and I don't know. My attitude towards them is always, there's a problem, let's solve it. If it's not solvable, then let's just leave the game. So sometimes people keep complaining, manpower is a problem. It always will be the problem, but what can we do about it? If it's so difficult, why are you still in the business? Maybe it's hoping that maybe the government will give us better quotas, but when it comes, we are ready to react.
Right.
We are ready to make the change and maybe, go more foreign-based employment, but until then, it is what it is, and so we drive towards technology to solve our problems.
Right.
So that's where we go, like in our small kitchen, 3 staff able to cook for up to 20 restaurants.
Super.
Because the machines are big, a lot of automation, our spices are all pre-measured. So including me, I can't cook actually. I can only make prata, mee goreng and thosai, but I can't cook curries. But I can make curry in my shop.
Because of the SOP and all the everything is
pre-measured.
measured and
Everything is pre-measured. Going forward also, we are hoping to employ more PWDs to do even the cooking process. So we are going towards a fully electrical kitchen.
Right.
So no fire, no heat,
Right.
less heat, because the electrical equipments have better insulation.
Right.
Currently, our kitchen is at about 35% of people with disability.
Wow.
So yeah, every single prata dough made at Springleaf Prata Place is made by someone with autism or some special needs.
This is really amazing.
Yeah.
Creating a meaningful employment at the same time feeding Singaporeans the amazing prata that you have. So thank you for doing that. Yeah.
And they can keep the quality. So if anybody is thinking of hiring them, reach out to, we use our Autism Resource Center, but managed by SG Enable.
Shout
They're
out, shout
fantastic, and they always, they go out of their way to help restaurants and kitchens that are willing to give them a chance.
Right, right. So we talk about weakness, challenges and all. How about what was one initiative you did that was successful that you may want to share with other F&B owners that they can, something they can think about?
If you have plans to expand, my brother once told me, the pie is big. You just need a slice of it to be happy in life. So that's what we do. We share the slice with my staff. As we open up more outlets, they have a share in the new outlet. Going forward also, we are setting a minimum profit that we need. Anything above that, a share of it will go back to the rest of the employees as well. So I think the more you give, the more you will make. That's something that I really believe in. But of course, the bottom line is you have to be floating first.
Right.
So if you're not afloat itself, then it's a different ball game altogether. Do your numbers well, I suppose. Keep your food costs low. Some people just, everything they outsource.
Right.
Because it's easy, but then the cost adds up. So like at our place, initially everything we do in-house. As we became more stable and more grounded, we started to look for some OEM things, but still 90%, 95% of the things that we do are done in our kitchen itself.
In your central
Even
kitchen,
our hollandaise sauce is done in-house.
Is it a central kitchen or is it your
Central kitchen.
Yeah, you have an in-house central kitchen that produces for all 14.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
If not, you cannot have 2 to 3 staff cooking for 14 restaurants.
Yeah, so central kitchen as a way to scale. Awesome. What was one failure that you had to overcome? Is there anything in your journey that was painful?
Many lessons. I'm the kind who get excited and just say, let's just try. Then I just do a small mental calculation. What's the maximum loss I will make? Can I bear the loss? And then we just carry on. Like we've tried a few stalls. We are not good at running stalls. We've always failed.
Stalls meaning like kiosk-like concepts or stalls like in coffee shop stores? Okay.
Even the kiosks also we failed. So I don't remember much of them because I rather remember the successes. But even restaurant-wise, touch wood, actually we have not really failed at a restaurant. There are some that we didn't make exorbitant profits. So we closed them. But until now, I am quite glad to say we have not lost money on our restaurants. Right. But a lot of stalls we have failed.
Right.
And
what's the reason? Let's say coffee shop, prata shop. We always see that in everywhere in the heartlands. Why couldn't you make it?
I've never bothered to analyze why, but one of the reasons could be the margins you make from drinks.
Okay. So because the coffee shop they take the drinks, right? You cannot sell your teh tarik.
And the other thing in coffee shops is some of your utilities are higher actually.
The rental and utility,
especially gas.
Right.
So that becomes higher, and so from what we get at the restaurant and here it's a lot higher, so the operational cost goes up. Right. So those few things and
but it's really interesting because I think you made a very good point. I think beverages is a huge part of the prata experience, right? Like it's always the teh tarik or always the iced teh or limau or whatever, and there's a good margin on there, right? Respectfully, it's a
it is.
Profit driver. You may have,
it will help to balance some of your higher food costs.
Right.
Like meats. Actually, they're so expensive, but the margins are much lower. Prata has decent margin.
Can share what kind of goals pratas can achieve if it's not too sensitive?
Our food cost, we always try to maintain at about 30%.
That's very good.
The overall food cost.
Net after the meat and prata, right?
Everything, So your ups, your downs. So the average that we try to hit is 27.5 to 32.5%.
Right.
So we've managed to, most of the time we are around 31%. Although theoretically you can hit 29, but we also control our staff. Sometimes we will go randomly when they're taking the cheese for the prata. We'll stop them halfway and
Check.
put a weighing machine.
To see if it's correct,
And then we'll check whether it's within. So we also train our partners to do it. We have a retired SFA officer who will go in and check on these things as well.
Audit and training. Awesome.
Monthly the accounts are out by the 15th of the following month.
Super.
So we look at the cost there and we keep advising and work with the partner itself.
Right.
So some partners' costs are very high. Then we really sit down and spend more time with them.
Yeah, so my personal interest question that you can choose to answer or not is the margins on prata better than the margins on teh tarik?
No way.
No way, right?
The drinks, tough to beat.
Drinks right?
Sometimes can be even 10%.
Right.
10% of, like $1, your cost is only 10 cents.
Right.
But this is, of course, before we factor in labor costs.
Right, prata takes a lot more effort and time and cooking and stuff.
Not just for prata, even for our drinks. When we do food costing, we don't add labor costs in.
True.
That complicates the whole thing.
Right. So just now we moved to the area that is actually the second part of the show, which is KPI metrics and all. You mentioned about food cost ratio. You mentioned about your team is actually quite metrical. Every 15 you get your numbers and your P&L. What are some metrics you track out of your 14 outlets on a month by month and or week by week basis?
Week by week is too time consuming.
Okay.
So I have a team in India actually. So that keeps my cost low. So I have a team of 7 people in India. Because my accountant from Singapore, when she decided to get married, she wanted to quit. So I said, never mind, you open an office there. We'll push it through there. And,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, and cost is so much lower.
Right.
So they do the accounts and she monitors and pushes out all the reports. And we look at per person generation, income generation.
Right.
But most importantly, what we drive at is the gross profit margin.
Okay.
Because the rest of the things are a bit beyond your control, like rent and all. So we just know at this rent how much sales we need to hit. But cost is something that's really within our control. So we really work very closely with the partners. And we don't get irritated if the partner's overall profit is low, but his gross profit margin is within check.
Right.
Because then that's the job of the marketing.
Twice a year, biannually, 2 years. Yeah.
And one is the work plan seminar kind of thing, and the other one is just a review somewhere in the mid-year.
I see.
But if everything is going according to plan, we don't do the mid-year.
Right. So revenue definitely, food cost you mentioned. How about labor cost? Do you measure labor spend, labor headcount per outlet?
Yeah, but labor cost is labor cost. So what we do is we have sales at 100%.
Right.
Gross profit margin at 70% because food cost is 30%. And then we have other targets like rent within certain percentage, labor within certain percentage, utilities and rent. So using these markers, then we try to hit our final net profit margin.
Really accounting by training, the way you have all these numbers and setting up the frameworks and
I love numbers.
So good.
So I'm a numbers person.
Right.
So I like doing this. So in fact, sometimes I advise my nephew, who's also opened a new restaurant, also prata, it runs in the family.
Right.
Yeah, so first month I said, so we do accounting services for him. So we give him the accounting report. He was so happy with it. He said, wow, now I know where I'm going wrong.
Exactly where you're going wrong,
Yeah. So another thing that you ask, like for companies, sometimes it's worth spending a bit of money to hire somebody to do your accounts, because initially getting your own team is expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. So this might give you clear directions unless you have the time and the energy to look through the accounts yourself. But numbers matters the most important, because
100%.
you can do all the sales, but if you're not churning out any money, then you know you're going wrong somewhere.
Right.
And it's important to find out where you're going wrong.
100%. I mean, the numbers tell you the story and what you need to do more and what you do less. In terms of rent, of course, I see a lot of locations that are maybe in the heartlands and all. How do you prioritize your rental decision? Do you choose a restaurant that maybe have a higher rent but the footfall is very good? Or do you choose a place where the rent is more acceptable but the footfall may not be good and you need to marketing and bring the brand? Like, what's the strategy that you guys play usually for rent?
Initially, our first outlet is a shop house.
Mm-hmm.
So we followed that model for a while. Out of everybody's area or not popular places, but look for a bit of car park.
Car park is important, right? KPI car park.
parking,
Yeah.
And we believe that our brand can pull them in. So our first outlet, we have no car park. So until today, I still thank the Lord for giving us the customers. Then second outlet was Jalan Tokong, which had a lot of car park. So every night I go there, it's empty. So even my agent said, "Are you sure you want to take this place?" I said, "This is perfect.
Perfect.
For us."
I got the car park lot
Yes.
for my customer.
Yes, I got a car park lot. I think I can pull in the customers. And within the first month, it was
Whack.
full on Saturday, Sundays.
Awesome.
And then our third place, Rail Mall. That time, Rail Mall was not so buzzing. So I liked the location. Again, an old shop house feel, but there's no house on top.
Right.
We took that place, and then our initial expansions were all this way. Quiet places where the rent was lower. Yeah, after a while, you run out of quiet places. So you had to move into a bit more, maybe more expensive malls.
Would you consider Poise as a more like a, because you have an outlet in Poise, right? Is it Poise? No. Venue, the venue. Potong Pasir.
Potong Pasir is a venue,
is
but
a-
venue is recent.
Yeah. That was quite new. That sounds like, oh, you guys are moving
Yeah.
into the.
So our first mall was, I think, Junction 10.
Yep.
Junction 10 is under Far East Group, but another name. They are fantastic to work with. So they're very interactive. They ask us how's the business and all, and they allow us to bargain a bit. Another landlord I cannot mention because
Yeah, don't mention.
not a negative. It's more of a negative. When they send us our renewal, they say this is what we are asking. Please note that there's not much room for negotiation. So I'm like, wow.
Wow, direct.
Oh, very direct. But we sat down, we talked. They were not so hard.
Right.
So they did negotiate and come down a bit, but it is what it is. So sometimes when you want to sign contracts, maybe I like to sign like 3 years plus another 2 or 3 years with a maximum load of 10%.
Right.
At least you take that 5 years to cover your renovation costs and everything.
Right.
If after 3 years they increase and you know you cannot run away, because if you run, you're going to spend another 150 to 200,000.
Reno,
Some places 3
somewhere,
to
yeah.
400,000
Yeah.
to renovate again. So you start the whole process of breaking even again.
Right.
So from my first landlord, actually, I did not even ask him. He said, to make you safe, I will guarantee you the next 3 years at not more than 10%.
Fair.
So I learned something from my first landlord himself. So we've been trying to put this in, but landlords are a bit more aggressive as well. So we see a lot of shops
Right.
closing, but at the same time we see a lot of shops coming up as well. So it is what it is, and we are not going to expand so strongly or aggressively
Right.
anymore. Safras are very good for us because Safra looks at how many, maybe their KPI is more on footfall and all. So their rentals are a bit more manageable. We're looking at community clubs.
That's cool.
Community clubs are also manageable rentals.
Right.
I think these people, their KPI is not on the
Full profits lah. Yeah. There's a social element. Yeah.
There's a social element, and also I think they want more people to come into the place than see whether their coffers are built up.
Right,
So that's something. But the rest of you all listening in, don't. Then you become competition for us.
Thanks for the generous advice. One fun question I want to ask before I move to the next part, because you talk about car park and you talk about Prata shop economics in terms of like footfall and all, right? Which period of the day? Because Prata shops can open 24 hours, right? Essentially like supper, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Which period of the day is the best in terms of let's say for the OG, the shop house that you have? When is the most peak for revenue?
I think everything you must try to tap something. So like some places, like my first outlet has a decent breakfast crowd, decent lunch crowd. 2 to 6 is always a bit of a lull.
Yeah.
So we try to do student meals and all. Some places just cannot pull in anybody, and dinner crowd. So I think what we try to do is try to make sure every time there's no empty slot. At least something is filled up
Something's
so
doing.
that it generates some income towards the thing. We have 2 outlets that are 24 hours. The outlet at New West and Rail Mall. So these places, after about 1 o'clock, it's very lean. We only work with 2 or 3 staff. So it's tough, but we also have signs saying manage, expect slower service. But people do understand and they don't mind because I think at that time they're not rushing somewhere.
Right. It's more slow, chill with friends,
Correct.
supper, and like a.
So I think it's finding the sweet spot is quite difficult, but
Generally, very
ideally
strong
what we-
breakfast, strong lunch,
very
afternoon.
strong breakfast.
That's
no.
the most- no.
Lunch and dinner is always the strongest
For you
us
guys,
if
okay.
you look at percentage wise, but Saturday Sundays are totally different. It's
Breakfast crowd, brunch.
throughout the day. Like
Right.
recently, we've been running the month-long promotions, so we have been crowded almost every time.
Congratulations, amazing.
But not necessarily more profits because our prata was at 60 cents, egg prata was $1.
How y'all do that? This SG60.
Yeah, we just did. Sometimes we don't think so much. Sometimes it's fun to do. Like we get our Michelin mention.
Right.
So we're a Michelin plate shop, right? So for the last 2 years, we've been giving 2 days of free 2 pratas. So we move out about 40,000 pratas over the 2 days, and it's totally free.
That's
So-
awesome, man.
No takeaways. People still come with their tin card and put it in and go. with us.
You can't stop that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think really you have a great acumen for marketing, man. Like pushing these promotions and activation and all this kind of stuff.
A lot of people say that, but we don't think that much.
Just
We
do.
because it's fun. Like
Do for fun, yeah.
you know the 4 plain pratas
Yeah,
we gave away
yeah.
for the Liverpool game.
4-0.
I was talking to my brother-in-law who runs a venue. So he was saying, hey, Liverpool win already. He's a Liverpool fan. So he said, can we give something? I said, give 4 free prata. I said, sure, no. And then we just
Do it right.
went like that.
Amazing.
And the media picked it up. So I got a call from Power 98 and then Class 95.
Awesome, man. All the Liverpool fans are like laughing at that promotion again. So I think next part over here on the show is more about, when we talk about scaling business, we talk about technology and innovation, right? So one thing I saw on the papers recently was the vending machine project. Can you share some of the secret sauce on that? Why do you do it? How did it happen? And what's your plan for that?
Again, the vending machine is not by us. The vending machine is from the person who's doing vending machines. So their idea is to put different types of food into each deck, and then you have variety. And so we are just the food provider. So for us, there was not much thing to think about. It's food safety is one thing, so we send it for all the lab tests.
Right.
Other than that, it's the quality also. So her idea as well is to put it in and finish it out soon, not to keep it there for the whole day.
Right.
That is something that we also agreed with, because the shelf life is there. I think it can last for a good 24 hours, but the quality starts to degrade because like the mee goreng will become more soggy.
Yeah, for sure.
As the water starts to get absorbed into the mee. So we also, she tries to remove it by 8 hours or 12 hours, I think. So it's, to us sometimes I say, let's just try, see what happens. If not, we learn that this is not for us. So you cannot say we didn't learn anything. At least we know that this doesn't suit prata. So that's something we have learned. So we are also doing chilled food with InstaChef. So our biryanis go onto their vending machine chilled, and then it regens and that. So we tried a few things like Maggi goreng, Mutabak, and biryanis and all, and we realized biryani seems to work. The rest not so
Not so much,
straightforward.
yeah.
So it's just a journey. We are blessed because we can take some losses.
Right.
So we have a bigger base maybe. So sometimes we try. I say, okay, we have a cut-off loss.
Right, like put X money for the project, try, right?
Yes,
And what's the
that's
worst that
right,
can happen? I really like the mentality, man. So on technology, what was the latest maybe investment you did in terms of maybe whether there's workflow or whatever app that you have done, is there any technology adoption that you did the last year or last 2 years that has been pretty successful for your side?
We have started our membership program.
Wow.
With Avocado.
Super. Shout out to Avocado guys.
So fantastic to work with. They in fact push us to do more things. So it's very nice. And we have more than 20,000 members now.
Super.
So we have like a basic bronze, silver, gold tier, and then it's nice to give back to your regulars.
Right.
So we're moving on. The next step will be we're trying to find a few as our mystery audit team, so that our own so-called Springleaf members will start to do audit for us. How long they were in the queue. Were they greeted? Were they asked whether they were a member? How long did they wait for their drink? Was the food served hot? Was it crispy? How was the feel? Everything. And then later we will reimburse them for a meal.
That's super,
so,
man.
That's again something very fun to do.
Super.
The other thing we're working on is our ERP system. So we are moving with, at the moment, we work with S2E9 we are doing we just finished our ordering system.
Right.
So all the shops will order through the system to all our suppliers.
Right.
And 80% of the food or their products come from the central kitchen itself. So the 20% are outside suppliers. So some of them who don't mind, they will receive the email. Those who mind, we just still send out the email, but we also send them a WhatsApp message. So it's not always smooth sailing, but we've incorporated that. Then from there, the accounting will build on, and then the warehouse management system and the delivery platform and closing the loop eventually. So that's something that gives us a lot of insightful information where we are going wrong, which we didn't know maybe earlier.
Right.
And the system allows a lot of data because Novity, which is our POS system supplier, they've given us
shout out to Andrew,
Andrew and the other boss, Ben.
So
they have given a gateway for S2E9 to pull out the data, and so the data analytics is done by S2E9.
Super.
So that lets us know where we are going right, where we are going wrong.
Super. So actually very tech-enabled for a Prata Place. All sorts of technology, loyalty, point of sale, ERP, everything.
Machineries in the kitchen, like all our doughs are made machine made and 100% PWDs.
Super.
So going forward, the next step is for the curry making, vegetable processing, all still done by people with PWD already.
Super.
So slowly.
So more forward-looking, right? So imagine you have a relative that just fresh out of uni and want to do a startup to solve a problem for F&B. What is one thing that this guy you would suggest to work on that is like, hey, that's the next thing of innovation you can do for F&B?
Wow, this one I've never thought of. Usually I see a problem, I try to solve it.
First,
But I think the next thing will be how robotics can help.
Okay.
Because manpower is your biggest headache. So how machineries, sometimes I think I should have done, I would have liked to do mechanical engineering. Because that's where, a lot of the problems that we face, like currently I'm working with another company, flipping dough. First part is you take the dough and you pan it out. So that takes almost 40 to 45% of the time of the entire flip.
Right.
So if you can do that mechanically, then you just need to flip.
Right.
You save almost 45% productivity time.
Super.
So these are the things like I like to play with.
Super, man. Like in the US, there's like startups that do automatic pizza machines and stuff like that.
Yes.
But now you're thinking of automating your plata flattening and flipping flow. That's really crazy. So
finally, you still need the flip, but before that, whatever you can save time on
machineries and technology.
And also the other interesting thing about that is you can set the speed of flattening, so you can know the productivity of your employee as well.
Right.
So you cannot slack because the machine is going to push out whether you're ready or not.
Yeah, so shout out to any startups trying to work on F&B problems. If you want to look for a collaborator to work on a hardware to help make pratas in an efficient way, can look for Guna. I think he's open to do experiments with you. He got the idea of like, hey, let's try the experiments and stuff. That's really, really amazing. So I'm going to move on to the final part of our show, which is quick fire questions. So I'm going to ask you some questions and try to answer in A few words, one sentence at most. Are you ready?
Should be.
Let's go. Who is someone in the industry whom you have learned a lot from?
My parents, Kajurina Kari.
What is one piece of advice you wish you had before you start your first outlet?
Nothing. I always had good support from my brothers and my dad.
If your kids would like to work with you in your business, what will you tell them?
Work somewhere else first.
If you were to dine in your restaurant, what is your favorite combo that you will always have yourself?
Myself will be plain prata, sardine mutabak with cheese.
Both also no problem, can finish here.
They make a smaller one for me.
So we can go there and say, I want a Guna set Guna, right?
You don't get the boss's meal.
A boss's meal. How should people interested in your journey follow you? Do you have like a public Instagram profile or LinkedIn?
Actually, I have a LinkedIn, but I haven't done a single posting. So I'm not one of those who will reach out, but I love to chat. I even thought of having like an hour with Springleaf Prata Place boss once a week, but I have not gone out and done it. Just a chit-chat session for whoever wants. Because I've seen, I'm in ACAPS, Association of Catering Professionals.
Right. Patrick is doing a very good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Patrick
Vincent
mentors
Pang,
people.
yeah.
Vincent Pang is not my mentee, not my mentor, but I've learned a lot of things from Vincent. So when we see this, we are all competitors.
Right.
But we are all one big happy family actually. So it's amazing what Patrick does. So I've in a way inspired by sometimes to pass on what we can, whatever little we have.
Yeah, shout out to Patrick again because he was on our season 1, one of our guest speakers.
I don't know where he gets the energy from.
Super. Final question on Quickfire is actually you answered it already. Are you willing to give one prata session to an aspiring F&B founder to learn from your journey?
Sure.
Super. Any parting words for our listeners today? Any final commentaries you want to share about your journey?
If you have a question, you can drop me a question at LinkedIn, I suppose. Maybe it's time I did a first post.
This will be the first post on this Brick Moda Cloud podcast. Super awesome. So over here with Guna from Springleaf Prata Place, really enjoyable podcast, and hopefully Everton win more game, and we get what we call pratas whenever that Everton get higher on the table.
Not hopefully, but when only.
Oh, when only. I take your word for it. All right. Thank you so much, Guna. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.